Well, Gene Principe joins us as both the Oilers and Habs are playing in the second half of a back-to-back come Sunday night. Now, for the Edmonton Oilers, Gene, it's stop number 2 of this 5-game road trip, but there's one player and one milestone on top of mind as Leon Draisaitl looks to become the 5th fastest player born outside of North America to reach 1,000. And tonight, game number 823.
Comment ça va?
Comment ça va? Ça va bien. Et tu?
Petit peu. Très bien.
Très bien. It is a très bien kind of day.
You know what? I wish I had learned a little more French. I took it in junior high. And then, if you can believe it, an Italian took Italian in high school. I figured I'd take the easy
I hope
credits.
you got A's.
I did. Well, yeah. We were in percentage, and I know I got over 80%.
Okay, that's good.
Which
news.
for me was like an A plus.
That is an A.
Yes, Leon Draisaitl. This is an amazing story. I remember being at the draft when he was taken by the Edmonton Oilers, and to be chosen where he was. I think if he was a Canadian, it wouldn't have been any kind of second guessing, right? And I wouldn't even say second guessing. Uncertainty always comes with 18-year-olds that you take in the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a draft. But because he was German, there was, what will he be? And oh my gosh. First of all, I think we should have known right away that Leon was something special when he came over at 16 and decided to settle in Prince Albert and hit the prairies in the middle of winter and said, I want to follow my dream. And so here we are. Yeah. We're in a hotel in Montreal, and as he gets ready for game, I think 8:23. Is that right? Yep. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, he was sent down his first season, went back to junior hockey, and I had forgotten he played 6 games in the American Hockey League, which is amazing. Yeah. But that was part of the process. The Oilers didn't think he was quite ready, and we're ready to crown another 1,000-point man in the NHL. Amazing, it's Leon.
He almost had it last night. On that 2-on-1 with McDavid. How amazing would have that been?
I mean, it would have been unbelievably appropriate. And who knows if it'll be, I'm assuming if we want to make it appropriate, it would be power play from his office. That would be the most appropriate.
Right on the goal line.
Yeah.
That would be
that would be 1A to Saturday night. I mean, anything like that. But to me, that would be, power play goal from the office on the goal line, the one-timer. There's 1,000 points. Yeah,
Leon Draisaitl, no slouch in last night's victory either. 3 assists, almost had 4 with that goal, or assists, I should say. But 12 points, Gene, over the course of his last 5 games, 10 assists. And his running mate, Connor McDavid, somehow even better. 15 points for number 97 in the last 5. What have you noticed about his form as of late? Is it as simple as he's more of a scoring threat and it's opening up the game for him more? Is that too simple of a statement to make?
Well, I think you were there after the Minnesota game, and he looked like a loss in June. He just seemed so, these are my words, not his. He seemed quite despondent and upset at the result, and upset that he could have made a difference by shooting more. Yeah. He said that. And so you got the feeling that, when Connor McDavid talks, Connor McDavid listens, right? Sometimes we talk, we don't even listen to ourselves. But when Connor does, he listens to himself, and he came firing out the next game, and he has been ever since. But he's also, I wouldn't say dialed it back, but he's doing both. Yeah. He's right at the top of his game as an assist man and as a goal scorer. And he even said it going into Saturday night that he was really excited about being home, spending some time with his family, and putting on a show. You're way too young, but it used to be Wayne Gretzky's town, right? I mean, it was Hockey Night in Canada. Wayne would roll into town, and it was a rock and roll band like it is now, and everybody wanted a piece of the Oilers, and now it's this many years, decades later, and it's Connor, and it's kind of the same feeling again. So a ton of excitement, a big game, and let's not forget there was a goalie, making his debut as well under a lot of pressure, new circumstances, new pads, and it was a great night.
Yeah, what did you think of both new guys, Stastny and John?
You know what? I got to say, I'm more familiar with Peter Stastny, Anton Stastny, Marion Stastny, and Paul Stastny.
This one has a knee.
Spencer has a knee, so that makes him different. The first thing I saw on courtesy of the Oilers TV, your group, was what a kind of a strapping young man he is. Like, he's a very sort of a physical specimen, built very thick and strong, looks like an athlete, as many of them do, but he sort of struck me in that sense. And I have to be honest, I didn't know much about him, but read a lot after he was traded to Edmonton. I thought he looked very comfortable. You got two, pretty young guys who, as you tweeted out, have played together previously in their development, Ty Emberson and Spencer. I thought he was fine.
Yeah.
Tristan, I love the John Tavares breakaway. For me, that was a moment, big moment in the game, and he made the stop. And so I thought, okay, he's into this, and there was a lot going on. You imagine if tomorrow you woke up and you got a call from Ryan Frankson, and he said, "Hey, Tony, listen, I'm sorry, but we traded you." What? And so I think we undervalue that because it's part of the business, but it's a tough part of the business. And for him to be a Penguin one day, be an Oilers starting netminder the next, I think that says a lot about Tristan Jarry. You're not getting traded, by the way.
I do,
you got a no movement clause.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I was able to work that into my contract, but if I do get traded on this road trip, I overpack. So I think I'll be set for a little bit.
You're good to go. Okay.
Well, the Oilers have been packing victories as of late. 4-0-1 in their last 5, 5-1-1 in their last 7. They're playing great in all 3 areas of the ice, especially on the defensive side of the puck. We knew that's where they needed to improve the most. They have. The offensive has come as a result of that, but they're taking on a Montreal squad that seems to be dipping a little bit. 2-7 in their last 9.
I think you can see him. Marty St. Louis, to me, is kind of like, not the Tony Brar, but the Tony Robbins of NHL head coaches. He's always sort of motivating. Yeah. He's always pushing his players, and very little sort of negative. But I've seen the last little bit immature, he said, about their Saturday night loss, which, if I'm not mistaken, they were up 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0 and 4-2.
Those are tough, and they're going through a tough time, and they're still a young team, kind of developing. Montreal, back-to-backs in Toronto and Montreal. What a way to go, right? Yeah. What a way to start a road trip for Edmonton. Be careful, they'll be dangerous. You remember in Edmonton, the Habs kind of had that game, and then there were some penalties that they were not happy about that allowed the Oilers to get back in it and win it. So I think that, like Connor was motivated versus the Leafs, every other team is motivated against Connor and the Oilers, right? It is a measuring stick. They're Stanley Cup finalists, best player in the game. Leon's, they're saying we don't want him to get 1,000 tonight. Yeah. Can save it for Pittsburgh. So it's going to be a great game, and I really look forward to it.
And outside of Rogers Place, because we know that's number 1, is this your favorite rink in the league?
You know what? Yeah, to me, Montreal is Saturday nights every night. I remember my first game here was on a Tuesday night. And I was like, wow, this is like a Saturday night in so many other cities. So credit to the Montreal Canadian fans. They are diehards. They love their Habs. And you'll see a lot of Oiler fans, as you know, here too. A lot of Nova Scotians will come here. Some people will pop up from the States. It is, in theory, less expensive than Toronto and geographically fits better. Yeah. And so we'll see lots of people with, the orange and blue, the oil country colors, and ready to go tonight.
And it's fair to say that all of those fans will be sitting on the edge of their seat as Leon Draisaitl 1 point away from 1,000.